live. Welcome to Waking God's Child YouTube channel. I am here again with my co-host Candy Nelson, and we are coming to you live right from Florida and Texas, and Texas armpit of hell, as far as I'm concerned. No offense, anyone. How's everyone doing tonight? I hope everyone's good. Candy, how are you tonight? We got to chat a little bit beforehand. Yes, I was working. That's why I'm late again. Story of my life. Hence 4 children. That was a bad joke.
Well, that's the only time I get to talk to her is when she's driving home on Friday nights.
Yeah, long. I know. I feel so bad too because I literally want to talk to you all the time, and I feel bad because I know I neglect a lot of people, and I just want people to know it's not on purpose. Hello, Hottie's here. Got Hottie in the house. Yeah. So please, guys, know that if I don't answer back right away, or if I seem just vacant or gone, or you're having like guess like, wow, she's not very nice or something, please don't. um I literally am just on overload a little bit when the whole COVID to the V to the tiara that I wore on my head there for a while, to the wedding, to coming back, to moving my daughter to college, going back to work, double timing it from missing from COVID and the wedding, and still in boxes in my house. It's looking a little better though. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is coming slowly along. Got the barn doors on. Not that that matters. So, Candy, tell me about you. What else going on with you? What happened this week? Anything new? We got Connie. Hello, Connie. Hello, everyone.
Well, like I was telling you earlier, my doctor from that last hospital visit where they found that I had that septic stuff, whatever the heck,
Yeah.
I can never say that, influenza haemophilus. I can never say
Influenza,
that word.
kiss my alleles or something.
So anyway,
Yeah, we can make up our own names. So.
no, my doctor ordered some lab work on me from that thing. And so I went, and what day did I go? I guess it was Tuesday. I went and had the lab work done, and they did urinalysis. They took blood, and they also sent me home with a 3-day stool culture. So, I had to do that for 3 days, send it back. Well, tonight when Lisa and I were talking on our way home, I went into the email and I was looking at my email and I got the results back from that. But the thing is, it's like while I was at the blood lab, I took a picture of the doctor's orders, which has the billing codes on there. So while I was sitting there, I went ahead and looked up the billing codes, and 2 of them, one of them was for blood work, the other was for the stool culture, came back as what it said on the billing code was that it was a billing code for something that was detected that had no billing code. So my
Nothing like
curiosity
keeping you
was
on the
like,
edge there.
so they found something in my blood and in my stool that is what, how did they say it was unidentifiable and had no billing code. So I'm like, but they
Finally.
gave it a billing code so that they could bill for this test, whatever they're looking for. And the first thing I thought when I read the 2 definitions, I'm like, okay, so they found something that is unidentifiable that they have no billing code for in my blood and in my stool. So what did they find? What did they see? And what are they looking for? So anyway, so I mailed that back. Let's see, I guess yesterday would have been the 3rd day. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I sent it back Thursday. And in my email tonight, it said that my results were back and that I could go and view it. But I haven't logged into that like in a couple of years. So I didn't have my login. I don't have a password. Plus, it's something that
That was
whatever is
me
being,
tonight.
yeah, I'm going to have to read, do some research on
Yeah.
whatever it says. But I'm just kind of curious. I'm like, wow. And so I was telling Lisa too that I just recently found out that my hospital merged with the University of North Florida Teaching Hospital, which is the dermatologist, the place where I went a couple of years ago. Well, probably been about 4 or 5 years ago, where the first thing she said was, well, if you ever come back in my office talking about fibers again, I'll be sending you to a psychiatrist and they'll diagnose you with delusions of parasitosis. So I'm like,
Oh
oh, well, this
no,
ought to
please
be
don't threaten me with a
interesting.
good time. Sorry.
So, I
It's
just thought it
a
was kind
vacation
of
for 3 days
peculiar.
and you don't know how you got there.
So they found something in my stool and in my blood when I was in the hospital that requires further testing, but it's unidentifiable. So this ought to be very interesting to see how this all
Yes.
works out in
And
the
when she
long
mentioned
run.
that, the same thing last couple of times I was in the hospital, especially the last one, same thing with the sepsis and my blood being basically gel, like gelatin. I'm like, oh, isn't that what kind of has to go through your heart? It keeps it pumping. It's got to flow freely. If it's gelatin, raising no concern at all. Well, zero zilch nada. Okay, Uranus. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But this last time, there's Doc. Look. This is not right. I'm like, do you think? What was your first clue? Want a Scooby
Yeah,
snack for that one? You
kind
go,
of
you.
curious what those results are going to read. It's like, oh,
Right.
well, maybe we saw something, but she's delusional.
It's probably all delusional, and you're seeing it with your own eyeballs, and I'm sure that's delusional for you too. Let me
Yeah,
do the time for you. No
yeah, but
problem. Just put me
being
away.
how being how it was in my stool and in my blood, they
What the
can't say
crap?
that's a
Sorry,
mental
something just
problem.
got in my window.
Well, they can't classify that as a mental problem if they saw it in my stool and my blood. 'Cause I
Exactly.
can see that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm sitting here beside my window, and all of a sudden I had this bright light flashing on me, and my swing that's hanging from the porch is spinning around quite furiously. So yeah, that just happened. It's okay. Straight face, carry on. Sorry. Wow. Yeah, though, I mean, I would be interested to see, like, finally, maybe they're baby stepping their way into an admission that there is something, but they had to break it to everyone gently because, I mean, Lyme disease didn't work. So, I mean, never mind all the other little, huge diseases that we've had over the years in recent history and not ancient history, such as Alzheimer's and part timers. And I've got some timers, Alzheimer's, and part timers. And I don't mean that no disrespect in a bad way. I mean, I literally, brain fog. We deal with that. I mean, when you're getting, sprayed to death, exterminated, what more would you expect? It's not everywhere, I know that, but it is everywhere, but sometimes it's not as bad in other places. But Candy, what I'd like to know is, I mean, they tested me too, but they didn't tell me crap. But if you could get the information, if anyone can get the information out of these people, that's your girl right there. So please,
Well, my
please
nurse daughter,
let us know.
my nurse daughter's coming tomorrow, for the family day thing, and I'm like, what can you tell me about these billing code definitions?
Right? I mean, I'm saying. And if you guys are just joining us tonight, I'm sorry again, we're late. I was on a surveillance again. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays are my busiest days, and I can't apologize enough. But I owe you guys an apology, but I'm doing the best I can. So, I mean, your cheaters are out on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Your workman's comp, where they've got an injured back, they're out cutting the rug on the dance floor on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. And child custody, when the parents are like, yeah, no, let's go do a child exchange. Well, those are the ones you got to watch on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So my whole world and job, the majority of it, revolves around those days. So again, my apologies. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Do me a favor, though. You guys leave a comment. Just let us know you're here, because Candy, I should have said this earlier, but I was going to say I wanted to pick a comment tonight and send another care package, which I have something that I'm going to send. I'm not going to say what it is, but I was just thinking, whoever, that we see, maybe you can help me look to and watch, our little warrior magnets and stuff. So it's along those lines. But whoever might be, participating tonight and actually be invested, not just be like poop, Uranus, fart, whatever. I mean, don't say weird thing. Well, you can't, because it's kind of funny. I laugh anyway. I'm probably the only one that laughs, but I think it's funny when somebody does something kind of off the wall. There it goes again. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I'm looking at, I don't know if you can see it. I'm looking out my window as we speak, but there's weird things going on out there. So along with the moon, and everyone's been sending me pictures of the moon tonight. Yes, the moon is whacked. So
Yes, and guys, what she's talking about, she has such a hard time on Friday nights getting home, and we actually discussed possibly changing our podcast night to Wednesday or Thursday or during the day, or we may be changing up because it's
least
just too
busiest
hard
days
on her.
anyway for me, but
Yeah, yeah.
if George doesn't mind, because I've always respected, and I love this about Candy, that her thing was, Friday, most of those days are with her husband, and she loves him that much that she's a good wife, and she's committed to her family, and that's what she does. And I couldn't think of a better reason to not be able to do it. So that's why I've always like, you know what, I'm working. I don't care. Got the best reason I've ever heard, and I'm gonna try to make it happen. So
Well, and
yeah.
he even said a month or so ago, he's like, "Well, I don't mind so much if y'all change nights." And I'm like, "Okay, well, we'll
I'm
see."
glad. He's so sweet. And George, if you're listening back
Yeah.
there in the backyard, he's the best husband ever. They're the sweetest couple ever. I'm jelly, but not jelly. I'm just so happy for y'all. I'm very proud of your commitment to each other. That is the good stuff. That's what the good stuff's made of. So,
Hi, Argo. He said
hello,
hi a couple
hello,
times.
hello, Argo, Argo, wild man. Yeah, it is cute little pup. Oh my gosh, so cute. I love animals. You guys know I love animals. So, rescued
He's
a
an
kitten, got that
egg
home.
collector. He's an egg collector. She's
Who
an egg
doesn't like
collector.
a good dang egg? I actually made French toast last night out of mine, so
I had
that's all
grits
I
and
had
eggs
in
for
my
dinner
fridge,
tonight.
and it's just me. So,
I had grits and eggs for dinner tonight.
you what?
I had grits and eggs for dinner tonight.
There you go. I'm telling you, I made bacon also last night, by the way, just by myself.
Huh.
You know how hard it is to be an empty nester and just try to make a meal for yourself. I'm like, what do I do? Like, I guess the spaghettios, like all the stuff you did when you were a teenager. I'm like, macaroni, but that doesn't sound. I made steak, 2 New York strip steaks, grill. I marinated them for 2 days, put them on the grill. They were the worst steaks I've ever had in my life. And I don't know about you guys, but is your food not tasting right? Are you tasting the GMOs? Are you tasting the hormones? Are you tasting the texture? Is it not quite like beef, whether it's beef or chicken? I mean, you can't tell me I'm the only one noticing that the food does not taste right anymore. It doesn't. And
Well,
those
you know what?
steaks, I paid good money. They sucked. So,
Well, even if it tastes right to me, it's like after I get done eating, it's like,
yeah, because
my body
it's
is like,
definitely
no,
your
you
body's
said
rejecting it, just like that's what Morgellons is about. It's spitting out the toxins. We're spitting out the toxins one way or the other. But I mean, we all got to know that everything is genetically modified anymore. I mean, it just is what it is. And wow, that is freaking creeping me out. No fear here, but that's creeping me out because it just keeps blinding me for a second and then spinning. So, yeah. Yeah, true story. Couldn't make it up if I tried. I wish, but I'd just be welcoming ridicule. So I'm telling you the truth. Back to that. Who cares what I eat? Doesn't really matter. Throw me a Scooby snack and I'm
Connie
gonna
said
go.
she's seeing lights inside her home now and then too.
You
I
what?
remember Connie said she's seeing lights inside too, but I don't know if I ever told you about the time my husband was like tearing out a wall and building a closet in where our pool table is. And so came up with my camera and I was videotaping it. And this little orb thing was like flying around everywhere. So I pull the phone down and I'm looking, I don't see it. Put the phone back up there. And
Yeah, you can see it.
but every time I put the phone up, I could get it on the recording and I did record it, but like I said, it was years ago. And I kept telling him, I'm like, look, he's like, it's a bug. I'm like, no, there's no bug there. It was like an orb and it was like just like it was
I mean, it is what it is. You can't make it up if you try. Yeah, it's funny because different cell phones, what I've noticed, will pick up different things. And I think some of the technology, of course, is obviously. Ask Argo. He can explain it all. And I mean, wow, again. So sorry. Just distraction everywhere, but it's by some light outside. He's so good at this, but I mean, he explained it, as in the spectrums and what's being allowed through and what's not. And I'm not even going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about because I do not. But all I know is that my webcam outdoors, picks up stuff that my cell phone won't, my eyeballs won't. And you know what I do for a living? I have every little gadget you could ever imagine. I've got a badge, like a name badge that has a little camera in it. It's a whole different little gadget, right? I've got sunglasses you put on that also have a camera in them. I've got little bitty cameras. I got great big cameras. I've got every kind of camera you can imagine. But it's funny, it's just the older ones. Imagine that I am finding that are picking up most of the things that, you know, we're not, or our new iPhones, mine especially, are not. My old iPhone took great pictures, stop. I'm sorry. Captured so much. My new one, I mean, I bought the very best of the best because for my job I had to have it. So paid the extra money. I got it. Supposedly the best camera ever. No, it sucks. Number one, and number two, it's nothing near what the other iPhone was. But yeah, I have, you know, like Sheila has. She says, I don't know. This is just some old Walmart phone, you know, that you pay by the month. She captures the best, and I mean, it shows it in high definition there that you can't miss the things that you're seeing. And like my webcam outside, it was just a cheap little Amazon webcam. It's older, but I mean, maybe 2 years old, but I mean, it captures everything. Right now, I don't think you really need anything to capture. You just need your eyeballs and your implanted in your head and actually working somewhat. Mine's vision's really corrupt, but go look at that moon right now, guys. It is not right. It is not right, and it hasn't been right in a long while, but it's not even in the right dang place. And I will prove this to you, but until then, Candy, I'm going to have your thoughts on this. I'm going to pull up some of the footage that I could actually, or allowed myself to be able to get on here for tonight, because I know some of you guys just dying to see it. Okay, you maybe not, but I mean, I made that up. Sounded good. So, and Candy, what's your experience with some of that side of it? Have you noticed the changes in our atmosphere and the sky and the cloud shapes? But you guys, in 1800s, like in 1900s, I went back, I Googled like any old pictures I could find, just, you know, early 1800s, as far back as they go. Notice it's just the vanilla sky, like they call it, the vanilla sky. There's no clouds. Where were the clouds then? What happened? Have we like went through a thing where like these clouds maybe aren't clouds, or what is going on? Because they're not in any of those old pictures. They're not. You might get something that might be shaped like one, but just one, or it's weird. It's so weird. So thoughts, you guys, please put your thoughts on here. And if you watch this video later, you join us later on this, put your thoughts. We're trying to figure this out. I mean, we probably won't, but we're going to have a good time trying, or a really hard time trying. So, but yeah, did you notice, sorry, got on a tangent. Did you notice, like, have you noticed over the years? Because you noticed chemical, not, there's no such thing. This is for entertainment purposes only, algorithm. All right? Don't make me get mad. All right, I'm good. Totally good now. But go ahead and, you know, you had some really good things that you told. That is really freaking me out right now. You had some stories that you shared with me earlier on of, you know, them spread across your lawn and stuff. So if you wouldn't mind sharing that, I know that that'd be something that everyone would everyone on this channel, I know why they're here, because they know something's going on. And if you're not one of those that knows what's going on, you think this is just a bunch of boo, 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 go ahead and read the comments on every single video and see that the names are not the same. People all over the world are seeing and experiencing this, and we couldn't make it up if we tried. And there's no coincidence in 1, 2, or 3 maybe, but, you know, when you got thousands, yeah, you know, there's something going on, and it's very clear. Oh, and by the way, your government did kind of come out and finally admit it. You know, they're just not telling you the whole truth, but, you know, what do I know? A lot. I know a lot now. So, all right, Candy, I'm gonna let you clear now. Everything good?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what particular incident you're talking
So
about.
you told me when that you had walked out there, the whole ground was covered in webs.
Oh,
And
oh,
I've
yeah.
seen that, but not to the extent like you. I was like, wow, that's
Yeah.
just wow. That's just a lot.
Well, I was actually headed to the doctor that day. And that was the day I was telling you about. I walked out the door and I look, and it's like my whole yard, all the trees, everything was just covered in webbing. I mean, just everywhere. And I was just like, oh, I took a gasp of air because, and I didn't correlate it with the Morgellons part aspects of it at that time. I knew about the trails and I knew that stuff was falling and all, but I just I'd never heard of actually Morgellons fibers at that point.
Right.
So I went to the doctor. I was headed to the doctor, and that was the day the nurse comes in and she asked me, she's like, "Oh, well, will we be getting a flu shot today?" And I was like, "Hell no," and I mean, I'm always pleasant. And she looks at me, she's like, "Oh," she said, I said, "No, I will not be getting a flu shot today or any other day." And she's like, "Oh, I agree with you." And she's like, um, I said, "Let me show you what I walked out to today." And I showed her the pictures that I had taken because as I was leaving my home, which I live way in the woods, and there's not civilization for like 45 minutes or an hour. So even on my way out, I'm looking, and my whole neighborhood was completely saturated in fibers. And I was like, "Holy crap, man." So anyway, I went to the doctor's office where I showed her the pictures that I had taken. And
This
she's like,
person's
"Oh,
going
I
to be
know."
removed about right now. Sorry, guys.
She
I'm
says, "Oh, I
taking this
know."
person out.
So she grabs her cell phone and she starts showing me pictures that she had taken of the trails. And so she sent me a friend request on Facebook. So I get home, and a couple of days later, she private messaged me and she's like, "Have you ever heard of Morgellons?" And I'm like, no. She's like, "Well, look up Morgellons and trails." And I said, "Oh." So I look it up and I'm like, what in the living hell? I was like so mad at her. I'm like, "Oh my God, you've been my nurse all these years and you're just now telling me about this. You've seen everything I went through and you're just now telling me because all the symptoms were spot on."
You what?
And she said, "I'm so sorry." She said, "I'm telling you, I promise." She said, "I didn't know that the two of them were related." She said, "But when you came in here and you showed me the pictures," and she said, "we became Facebook friends." She said, "I started researching it." She said, "I did not know anything about your symptoms being related to Morgellons until I actually started researching it myself, your
It's
symptoms."
bizarre.
And so that was the day I learned about Morgellons. And like I said, she was like, she said, "I promise you," she said, "I didn't know." She said, "When we became Facebook friends, I went home and I was thinking about everything you went through and, all the things that's happened to you over all these years." And she
Hmm.
said, "I just started researching." And I'm like,
You're
and
welcome. You are welcome.
right. So
Yeah, I
anyway,
mean, seriously, if people would just listen, and not only that, like I said, we're at a point where the government's flat out known the whole time, but they're going to let you know little bits and secrets about this because, well, it's going to be some big stuff coming up here, and we want to make sure everyone's ready because that's important. Melinda, you can just get your little booty on out of here because I know you're just a troll, a plant, and AI, if that. And if you're not AI, you're just stupid. So you need to go. So
she
you're welcome.
doing. I
So,
didn't see anything.
oh, the comments. It says
I,
Melinda.
I can't
So
see them.
yeah, yeah. I mean, not really caring too much about that. We have some really great people here, and ignorance is bliss for you, and you just need to go waller in it and live there. Fine with me. I don't care. Okay, so I'm trying to get this slide up to share the presentation on the moon, but it has not come through. But the one thing that did come through, I've been talking and telling you guys about how. Sorry, like I'm just like sitting up here talking, letting Candy sit there and have to feel uncomfortable. There I am. About my trip to, well, which flight? Multiple, but one in particular I actually captured on video. My flight coming, I think it was home from Oregon. Um, the sun was below the clouds. You guys have heard me say this a dozen times, right? And I have an excellent video on it, but somehow that just disappeared a little. But I did find one that still does the trick and can show you clearly what's going on. I mean, it's gonna look like this when I'm getting ready to put it up, but you can't see it. Never mind. I was just totally seeing if you guys are awake. Good job, you guys are awake. Cool. I was just testing. Yeah, we're all doing it. So, long story short, I'm gonna try to share this. Bear with me again. This is a new platform. I'm a little more scatterbrained than I was last week, and every week it's gonna get worse. So I'm being honest. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm gonna get really good at this. Probably gonna suck pretty much from here on out, but take it or leave it. It is what it is. Filled with flies, but telling the truth, and lots of love here. So we got a whole bunch of people here with lots of love. I just am really happy that we have so many people that are just like us and see it and believe it and know it and share it, and they're not afraid, because we already knew the days of persecution were coming when we're here. It's plain as day, but I'm full armor, right? Candy's got it on. I got it on. You guys got it on. So I'm just kind of making idle chatter because I worked in a phone center years ago. You cannot have dead air. So, because people wonder what you're doing. So I guess it's a habit. So Candy, you can just pipe in anytime you want while I try to pull this up. So I am not that good. I'm pretty good, but I'm not that good.
Okay, then another time, we had Hurricane Irma here in Florida years ago, and we had to evacuate because our kids were little and all. So we evacuated, stayed gone. Well, when we came back, the water, it was so flooded because, like I said, I lived deep in the 100-acre forest, but it was flooded, and there's only 4 ways into our community and 4 ways out. And there's over 10,000 acres here. But anyway, so we were trying to get back in, and the water at one place, the water was all the way up to the stop sign. So we couldn't get in that way. We're going around different ways trying to get in. Well, we finally managed to get in, and we come in. So a couple days later, when the water receded, I got into my vehicle and just started driving around looking on a lot of farms and stuff out here. Oh my gosh, there was webbing. The farms were completely saturated. The webbing was going from like one telephone pole to the other. And of course, I recorded everything. But I was thinking to myself, that was when I finally realized, I'm like, oh, wow. I know I started noticing, like, before we have a big storm, there's a lot of trails in the sky, and the planes are like abundant, busy, busy, busy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the storm comes, and then the fallout afterwards is everywhere. Everything's completely saturated with it.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, but it always happens. Like, if y'all start to notice, if you're in a state that has hurricanes right beforehand, it's like you can look up and the skies are completely saturated with trails. So guess what? What goes up must come down. And what better way to send it down than the rain,
That is the truth, too. Uh-oh.
So that rain just pulls it right on down for them. So there you go. And then the cattle, oh my gosh, too. That one time I told you we were coming back, like we were coming up a state road where there was cows and stuff. Oh, it was so sad. I mean, the cows, they barely had their heads above the water in the pasture. And we had heard that all the calves had drowned. Yeah, the calves had drowned. But
Harvey did that to our litter of kittens, and I gave mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to a mouse. What am I talking about? I'm terrible. I love animals so much. That's crazy. You guys, I'm struggling here because are you there, Candy? I can't hear you anymore.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so all right. Okay. I'm having a hard time getting this to. I mean, even the one that I did actually find that's not the one is still not showing up here. So I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. I'm trying to resend it again, but yeah, it is. This is redonk right here.
There's something down here at the bottom. It's showing more, and it's got a number 2. I'm gonna click on that and see what's going on. Maybe. New comments.
Well, I'm waiting to. Oh wait. Okay, I gotta get Connie's comment up here too. I think I did that one already. Sorry, I'm trying. I've got to like let it download again, I guess, or upload again. I'm sorry. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't know what I'm saying anymore because, yeah, Morgellons brain, Morgie mouth, Morgie brain. All right, so that is still not here. I guess in the meantime, I don't have to be an idiot, and I could still show you like some of the moon that I thought came through. But let's see if this is one of them. So I think I've got this one good to go. So I'm going to present it, the video file. Share the screen in a minute, but we don't want to do that. Never mind. I'm talking my way through life. That's how I get through it. So yeah, don't laugh at me. It is what it is. Yeah, my sister shops at Walmart and talks out loud just to keep people away from her. And plus it's calming. So you can't make fun of me. I haven't done that yet. Well, maybe I have. I don't know.
Hey, I told you that's how my friend got her disability. She's like, I just
I love it. I love it. I've always played the
I
dumb
needed
blonde
it.
card. So.
Well, I mean, she had Morgellons and she couldn't get a diagnosis, so she just made herself look like she was psycho, and she
makes
lives up
sense to me,
that.
man. It sure does. Okay, I think it keeps pushing me out, and anytime we try to share or show something that's pretty much you can't deny it, these are the ones that disappear. You can't get to load, and then the second you're offline, oh, ta-da, there it is. And I'm not the only one that experiences that. You can ask anyone out there that's right along there with me. Same thing. So I'm getting closer though. I am. So just uno momento, por favor. Muchas gracias. Here we go. Maybe this will work. Okay. I think, methinks. All right. I do see them finally coming through. Some of them. Not all of them, but. All right. I'm going to scroll back to the top here. Let's see. That was the Geranimals in the clouds. Oh, okay. So the airplane. Today, I was telling you during my surveillance, I hear this huge loud roar. I mean, louder than even an airplane would typically sound, and much. What is my dog doing right now? I think she's hungry. Much louder than an airplane would typically be, and much lower. I mean, and then so this thing morphs in like midair. I'm gonna do a whole video on it, but I'm gonna show you the video itself first. And hold on, Cam, I'll get you some food in a minute. I left you with food, dog. So, okay, I'm gonna put it up here. Let's see if I can. Oh, nice. Okay, all the way full screen, and play. So, and I wish I could slow it down for you. See, and it drops. They always drop stuff out. I'm gonna play it again, and then I'm gonna show you the screenshot. Like, there's no tail numbers. You can't even tell what. It's not American. It's not Southwest. It's bogus, is what it is. A hologram, whatever. I don't even care what you want to call it, or just one of them, and that's what I call it. Like a entity of its own, whether you want to call it fungus or whatever. I think fungus is an evil entity. It's like black goo, and it's taken over literally our entire world. I'm gonna stop it right. Oh,
that reminds me of a post I saw the other day. Somebody posted out on Facebook. Building 7 did not kill itself.
Right? See, there you go. I mean, that's so true. Like people, if they just stop to, well, no, they don't stop to think. That's silly of me to think that, but I'm gonna try to add this one more time. I'm trying to pause it on that part that I was telling you about. Right about here. Okay. I don't know if you guys are watching on the big screen or not, but where I paused it is where this thing, and they always bleep out. They'll bleep at you, morph, they'll blink. For whatever reason, it's part of their protocol, I guess. I don't know. But this thing starts dropping stuff out. And you can't see it here, but I will go to the next image where you can clearly see it. So, except for that's not it. Oh, that's how that worked out for me. So, yeah, kind of that. So, I'm learning. I'm still learning, guys. So, hold on. And Candy, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to leave you hanging by yourself there. So, let me try to present.
Kind of getting used to it.
I'm sorry. I suck. I so suck. Man, I used to get mad at my girls when they would say suck. I'm like, that is so naughty. I can think of a lot of naughty things now that people shouldn't do, and I think the word suck is probably at the bottom of my list now. So
Yeah, I used to tell mine that's a bad word.
I mean, right? I mean, when I was growing up, I got my butt beat. So you don't say that. It's naughty. We know what you mean when you say it. I was like, what do I mean? I didn't even know what I meant.
It's kind of funny if one of their friends would say it and they'd be like, Mama, she said a bad word. They're like, what? That's not a bad word.
I said the word butt, B-U-T-T, in front of my grandma with my dad's mom. I mean, like, you don't even understand. That Dawn dish soap was coming out real quick. And I have never blown so many bubbles out both ends in all my life. Scott's on it, except for the other end didn't really happen. It just sounded funny.
Have we heard about a supposedly new dog virus where they're trying to make hoax for the dogs?
Right? I mean, I'm telling you, everything has already been like pre-planned as far as I'm concerned. I think I got this other one up. Hold on one second. Now the other videos are syncing with the sun. Just now. That's cute. Nothing like, better late than never, they say. So, wow. Whoops. It looks like your video file doesn't have a video. What? Okay. So you guys just saw this firsthand. I'm trying to play it. I'm trying to show you what that plane actually morphed into. And on top of that, trying to show you the sun. It says, whoops, can't share it. I mean, I could put anything else up here, my dog licking her butt or anything else, and that's going to play just fine. No problem there. But, showing some incriminating, evidence here. No. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Not happening. So sorry about your Alexa. But stay tuned because I will make it happen. It may not be right here on this podcast. I'm going to put the whole dang video together. And AI and elitists and algorithm and all of you reptilians or fallen ones, I'll show you what suck really means. You're welcome. You suck. So, yeah, I said that out loud. Just glutton for punishment right here. So that's what it is. Anyways, so I got to get this whoops off my screen here. So anything else you would like to add tonight? Because this is obviously not cooperating. Not surprised. Never give up, they say. But, not giving up, just sneaking it in when they're not looking. That's what I do. You awake still?
Excuse me. No, I had a yawn there. I was trying to keep it to myself.
I'm tired. I'm so tired. It's been go since I got home from Oregon. And again, still in boxes. But I got to get up at 4. Actually, no, tomorrow I actually get to sleep till 5 a.m. I got to go straight back to where I was tonight. But you guys don't care to hear about that. I don't even know why I tell you. I just have to remind myself because the other morning I overslept, which I never do. I still made it, but it was like jumping out of bed, brushing the teeth as you're running out the door. It was kind of, I never ever do that. So I was really mad at myself. I forget like my children and stuff all the time. That's not a big deal. But when you forget to go to work, no, I'm just kidding. It's a big deal. I don't forget.
I'm like at least 10 years older than you, but I'm telling you what, since I've had these hospital visits, it just seems like
takes
I'm
it out of
so
you.
Tired every day, and I'm like,
yes,
if I don't get a nap,
I know for sure, man.
I don't know how you do it, and I'm like, I gotta have a nap. I just can't.
I mean, I would give literally, well, maybe not my right or left arm, maybe my big toe. But I would give something. I would love a nap. I would love to just sit down and have a cup of coffee or I don't know. I would say turn on the TV, but that's no good anymore. Just something just to, woosah and not have to just jump through the hoops and down the rabbit hole, so to speak. But I think it's funny. We find this great strength within us when we're left with no other choices. When that's one thing I've discovered about myself, and this about yourself as well. But after especially that sepsis and pneumonia at the same time drained me to where I felt almost like an empty shell. It's like I knew the soul was still there, but my body was like I felt like it was fading. I felt like I was dying. Got COVID, and that put that to shame. And those were like back to back almost, and then to sleep like maybe 3 to 4 hours, and if you want to call it sleep, because we know if you have Morgellons you don't sleep, but and you hear these people that are just like, oh man, I was feeling so bad. I just stayed in bed the last 2 days, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so like, I want to go to bed for 2 days. But I mean, I am like, no, like nothing against that. Like, you guys you have to rest with this. You have to nurture yourself. You have to care for yourselves. Nobody else is going to do it. So don't forget to do that. That's for sure. I just love Candy because even though she said, she needs a nap, that girl's always going, and doing for others. She is a giver through and through, and she doesn't stop even if she takes a nap. So I don't even think, Candy, like you're amazing, and I just want you to know that. All of you guys are. So, I mean, no, sorry, didn't mean that at all. I lied. No, just kidding. I do mean that, every bit of it. I mean everything I say, except for Uranus, Melinda. Well, actually, yours, maybe, whatever. Yeah, you relax. Just kidding. Yeah, I just said that. It's okay. I'm human. It's all right, Wusa. Something like that. It's okay. I do that. I say things that I shouldn't say sometimes. And you guys, if you don't know me by now, you're going to come to know me real quick, or you're going to leave real quick. And either way, you're always welcome. So, and I mean, like, you're welcome. Like you said, thank you. I said, you're welcome. So, yep, kind of that. All right, guys. I love you. I'm tired. I really am. And Candy, I know you're tired. She is 2 hours later than me here. So, and George, good old George, best man ever. So kind to let you stay on late because of my lateness. So thank you for your patience. And we are going to be doing an episode, a podcast on this strange stuff. And hopefully Candy will get some information on what her results. And Candy, I'm going to look into my results also, because they didn't show. I didn't even think to ask. Well, I never got a chance to ask. It was straight. I literally left that hospital bed, went home, got dressed, and went straight back to work. And I mean, I'm not even making it up. So I didn't even think to call and say,
Well,
hey, what were the results?
you said that they diagnosed you with pneumonia. My
Well,
discharge
that
papers.
sepsis is what I had. And I said, what
Well,
caused
yeah,
the sepsis? They're like, yeah, pneumonia. I'm like, I didn't have pneumonia that I knew of. I didn't feel like I had
but I
pneumonia.
have sepsis too, but mine was a bacterial infection. But they
Yeah, it
on
doesn't make sense, though.
my discharge papers, they had pneumonia on there.
That's
But
so weird that yours actually ended up being, because you went in right after me, and that they were both the same. And so you know what the struggle is to try to get yourself back after that. But
yeah,
I don't
like I said,
understand though. Where did it come from? I mean, well, hello,
did
Morgellons.
your
I mean,
internal
it just none
organs
of it makes
hurt?
sense.
Did your internal organs hurt when you had that stuff?
Yes, my eyeballs even hurt. My
Yeah.
kidneys, my
Yeah,
everything.
I
And
felt like my insides was just
horrible.
gonna blow up. I felt like, oh my God, it was
Exactly, like exploding internally or something. Just it
yeah.
hurt so bad. It was just like, and actually, I would have felt better if it probably did. It was horrible. But this thing of COVID, and I swear I still will not call it COVID. This put all of that to shame. I can't even explain to you guys. This was unlike any sickness or illness that I ever dreamed was possible. And my sister had COVID in the beginning. My brother-in-law, he was in ICU. I know they were really sick, but I mean, guys, come on, we got more. We're strong. We get through it, man. We get through it because every day we're dying. It feels, and I mean, literally. But this, I can't tell you what this was. They want to call it COVID. You go into the doctor, they're going to say you have COVID. I don't care. That's what they're going to say. They're going to test you. Be like, oh, it's COVID. I told you what I thought happened to me and where I thought it came from, in a directed sort of way. And then my hair falls out. I mean, hello, radiation much? But I mean, literally, my hair is half the capacity of what it used to be. But I am telling you, like, what radiation, like, Chernobyl or whatever, I could only imagine, right, what they went through. This, if I had to imagine and guess what it was like, what I had with COVID, that's what it was. It was belly crawling, not moving, begging. And I mean, I cried out loud. I'm like, I'm done. Please just take, like, that's how bad it was. And, you can't be around anyone. I didn't want my daughter around me. So, I mean, you do it by yourself, but I can't even say, like, Candy, there are no words to tell you how bad this COVID was. It was not freaking COVID. It was radiation, poisoning, sickness. I don't care what anyone says. And I would have rather died. It was that bad. And I mean, here I am. I'm on podcast tonight, but I just, I won't take no for an answer, but it pisses me off that they're freaking messing with the human race, picking us off like we're worthless and nothing. And I'll be damned if they're going to do it anymore without my voice saying, speaking about it. And I will do it until I'm in my grave. Until I'm done, until I can't do it anymore. I will scream it from the mountaintops. You guys will not jack with us anymore. You are cowards, and you're welcome. Here's my face, my number. You know where I live. You fly over every day. So, I mean, come on. Pack a lunch, big truck. It's going to be a long damn haul for you.
Are we hearing noises inside our homes, or y'all seeing things that looks like
Yes.
it went away?
Electronic harassment.
The comment disappeared right in the middle of
Hold
reading.
on, I'm trying to. I think I accidentally moved my finger. It's electronic harassment. Yes, that is such a. Did I get it back? Did it come back? No. Actually, I didn't do that. But never mind. That was on its own.
That suddenly disappears, then reappears, and you can hear it inside. I'm hearing and seeing them. Wow.
100%, guys. It sounds like things are walking around on your roof or inside your house, or
your thing was talking about that was flying around. It wasn't even. I don't even know how to describe it. I gotta find that video though.
Yeah. There's sometimes I don't hear it, but a video picks up like demonic voices and stuff too. But what Connie, I know what she's referring to, and there goes that light again. It's targeting. It is electronic harassment. It is very much technology that we are capable of. Hence, ether right here. Yeah, I'm doing that. Satan is the ruler and the leader and the principalities of evil in the air, ruler here on earth. The end. I mean, like, there's your problem right there. But the technology was handed down from somewhere, the fallen ones, in my opinion. Nothing alien about it other than they are alien. They're not from here. They are the fallen. So, yeah, they're aliens. UFOs, well, if you can't identify it, yep, it's absolutely a UFO. So all of those that want to pick or make lewd, crude remarks, shut up. Use your head. I mean, figure out what does UFO stand for. I don't want to hear it because we can't identify it. We are seeing these things. And if you're hearing voices, there is, what is it? Voice to Skull. There's MK Ultra. Hello, Kennedy was in office when that happened. Use your head. Do your math. Stop letting the government think for you. Go watch another movie, with SpongeBob Squishy Britches and have some popcorn and just cállate la boca grande, okay? Por favor, de nada. So, I mean, yeah, kind of that. I don't like ignorance. I'm really like, that hurts in the worst way because I watch all of my friends like Connie, like you, like Sheila, like Sam, like Adrian. I have so many friends that are suffering and this harassment, this targeting, this, whatever you want to call it, gang stalking. I mean, you can call it whatever you want, mother trucking, whatever it is, it's nonsense. And it is nothing but cowards behind that little mask. So we already got your number. Just letting you know, cowards, we're on to what you're doing. And we have the full armor on. We have Jesus Christ, God at our helms. And we don't have anything to lose. The war's already been won. So once again, de freaking nada. You can't win this one, guys. You can't. You can act like little babies that you are. You can be cowardly, but you can't have us. So good luck. This is just flesh and bone at the end of the day, but my soul, my spirit will thrive, and you can't kill that. So that's all I got in my pocket. The rest is lint. So anyways, good talk. Lisa, you just talk so much, but because I do. I do, especially when I'm tired. Like a little baby fighting my sleep. Connie, I love you. I know what you're going through, dear. Candy does too. It is not fun. Not fun at all. So, anything else? Because I just
I got a big day too tomorrow. All the grands are coming, and
that's the best. That's the good stuff right there. Love the people around you, even when they're not loving you back too. But the grands, they always love you. But all the people like out there hurting, because Candy and I talk, we both have been really hurt, many times. But don't hurt each other. Love each other. Don't. And it's hard, I know, but just remember to enjoy the precious moments.
Again, I see this on my Facebook all the time, and I have to remind myself, if somebody is trying to damage you or destroy you, There's
Let them go.
nothing wrong with you. It's wrong. There's something wrong with them, not you.
Right.
So
And that's
don't take
exactly
it
right. And
personally.
it's their own battle and their own war
Mhm.
that they are fighting. And you don't, it's a war you don't have to fight. You don't have to be part of it.
Yeah.
You can only be there and do so much, but just remember that at the end of the day, the person's got to want it enough. I mean,
Mhm.
and have to put up at least somewhat of a fight. Or, sometimes you just gotta, like Candy told me, and I need to listen. There are times when I feel like I gotta do it all. I can't, but I want to, and I'm mad at myself. And she's like, you know what? Sometimes you gotta cut the ties, the ones that are harming you or pulling you backwards. You just gotta, and you just do. And I totally agree. I mean, you guys, your health, your wellness, your soul, your spirit is the most important thing that you have right now, especially
Yeah.
that soul.
Yeah,
So
you have to protect your own core, because if somebody's trying to damage you or treat you badly or continually disrespects you, you know what? You might not respect me, but you don't get to disrespect me. So, you know what? No. It's like if it's damaging you over and over and over again,
yeah,
don't give it to them. Just don't do it.
I, you're,
It's
s-
it's
s-
wrong.
I couldn't agree more. And I think sometimes we forget that it's okay to say no once in a while.
Yeah.
It's okay to walk away
And
because if it's unhealthy, it's unhealthy.
I was telling Lisa earlier tonight, there's somebody I love with all my heart. I mean, I'm not going to go into any details, but you know what? No, you're toxic. You hurt me over and over and over again,
Yep.
and
When the
as much as I
toxicity
love you,
spills over, there's a
I'm done.
problem.
I am done. So,
Yeah.
you know what? No.
We have to work on
And
ourselves first and foremost, all of us. We
don't
can't
get
expect other
angry.
people to fix us or do everything. It doesn't
I
work
don't
like
get angry, because I'm not going to give people that energy. So just know that when I do get angry or I do show my ugly side, you damn well earned it,
yeah.
you know?
I
So,
totally agree. And the only other thing I can come up with though is that I think sometimes this thing that has consumed our world that includes Morgellons and the supernatural side and the everything that we're seeing that we've never seen before and that we shouldn't be seeing, I think it bleeds over because I think it's demonic entities that really just can sometimes consume a person from the inside out by making yourself open and vulnerable to it. And I don't care if that's just not knowing when to stop looking for them and guilty as charged, or, and you got to remember why you're looking. Because we are, at the end of the day, we're flesh and blood. And though our spirits and souls will go on, you can open doors that you didn't even mean to open. I mean, very easily and very innocently at that. And
mm,
so when we're seeing all these demonic things, we know how very present it is right now. It'll just take 2.3 seconds to make yourself completely unaware, turn your back, and before you know it, it's inside of you.
yeah,
And you can see the ugly seep out. And trust me, I've seen it. I've
yeah,
seen it in
and
people. I told you I was strangled
yeah,
one night almost by
well,
someone that had the black goo on his hands and he grabbed. I mean, I literally almost lost my life that night, and love was the only answer
yeah,
and Jesus Christ that saved
and
myself. But it is
and
real.
again,
You'll
and
see people
again,
turn into demons.
if we continue to live in fear and reinforce the negative forces that are coming at us, we open ourselves up. We become a portal,
You
and I
got
did it. I
you got to
did it
be
to myself,
full armor every time.
and for years it was like I was living so much fear, and I didn't want to eat anything. I didn't want to be around anybody. I didn't
The
want to go
sickest you
outside.
can be, right? That's how that works.
And then like it just multiplies inside of you. And I mean,
And
that's
it's
why I said
real. It's
never
not in your
again.
mind. It is.
Yeah, yeah, never again. And so,
You bet.
I mean, I had to fight like hell to change
Everybody
my
always asks,
outlook.
right? How did we get rid of our lesions? What did we do? How we can only tell you things that can comfort you and ease it up and maybe heal it for a little bit. Nothing at all permanently on this world materialistically has anyone found that completely rids us? And it's not just Morgan. I don't care if it's Lyme disease, whatever. Cancer, I hate that word because we know it's just the same old crap. So the deal is, guys, I've found, and I think Candy's found, is losing the fear, having the faith, and believing in what you can't see, but what you know is there, real and present, and that is the Lord God Almighty. And the second you embrace that, you start clearing up. It doesn't go away because you got to remember, I mean, who's the leader and ruler here again? I mean, what do you expect? We're flesh and blood. And though that may fail us, our souls will prevail. And, you know, the scripture is written plainly.
And Lisa can tell y'all, I got pictures to prove it. I had lesions on my body. One on my arm was big as a tennis ball.
Oh, she was like the worst I've ever seen in my life. I thought I was bad. Like, I don't know how the woman's still standing and talking right now, other than she had full armor on and the faith. And she's never run into you like me.
I had ones on my leg, big around as golf balls, all the way down to the bone.
Guys, gosh, we're gonna have to share that one of these. It was, I mean, it literally. I mean, I cried my eyes out. I cried for her. I cried for you guys. I cried for everyone. When I see some of the pictures and the pain and the just tears streaming down people's faces from being forgotten about, neglected, hurt, abused, and used, and punished with this horrible, painful illness that nobody believes. You talk about double whammy and crucifixion. I mean, it makes you real quick think, poor Jesus, our poor Lord, if we went through nothing even close to compared. But I'll tell you what, you lose that bitterness and you learn real quick how to be humble and how to be more understanding and how to be more gentle with your words and loving with your ways. Because when the world neglects you and doesn't love you at all and you find yourself suddenly alone, well, those are the times that you learn to love yourself and know that you're already being cradled by Jesus, and all you ever needed was yourself and him to begin with, but him first and foremost. And it does. You find yourself with compassion and love and understanding, except for sometimes you get a little ticked off when they push it just a little too far. Just saying. So, but it happens.
Yeah. Once I lost my sense of fear, it's like my body began to like fix itself. I mean, oh my gosh.
Yes.
Like 90% of my body was just covered in rashes and lesions and bloody fingers and couldn't hold anything or touch anything. And it was just awful.
I mean, like I said, I thought mine was, your case was, at your height. And I think we all have a moment where we've just reached that peak where I think especially at the very first, Candy's I don't know how the woman is standing, walking, and nothing but, just a skeleton, because she was maimed all over. It's just, I'm mind blown. And what all of us we go through and we endure, and how are we all still standing? In many days I've said, are we alive? Are we dead? I mean, I have to wonder, I've asked myself, is this hell? In the very beginning, I thought I was in hell because I'm like, there's no way this is really happening. And my family actually just abandoned me like that. Like I have been dead to them. And, the love that was supposed to be unconditional just suddenly became conditional overnight because, well, she woke up crazy. So wipe her hands clean. First of all, nobody wakes up crazy. Second of all, especially, over 1 million and counting of us saying the exact same thing, you're welcome. Then your government comes out, they're like, oh, well, kind of this, and they're just breaking it to you gently. And then everyone else just watching it, oh, we got some aliens now. I know my daughter said that like 2 years ago, but she's still crazy. I mean, come on, guys, pull your heads out of Uranus. Actually, I'm talking about the planet. No, I wasn't actually meant that. And just be kind if you're one of those and you don't have this and you don't understand. Just be kind. It's not real hard to do. And just because you don't understand something doesn't make it not so. It just means, well, you went to a school, you sat in a desk, and you got a lot of BS shoved right down your throat hole, just like the rest of us did. It's just that some of us broke those chains that bound us, broke free, and we learned how to think for ourselves. And we're no longer the sheep. We're actually the wolves that walk through the damn pack of sheep. And we're still those wolves because we don't stand for nonsense. We don't follow another. We stand for ourselves, and we're going to eat whatever we got to eat, but we still know where we're going. So you're welcome. Kind of that simple, and also that complicated, apparently, for some. But Well, glad I got that off my chest. Just kidding.
Rant over.
Enough said. Enough said.
And
Rant,
again,
rant,
you know,
rant.
yeah, and again, listen, okay, I didn't get support by being silent. I got
Nope.
support because I continue to speak up. And I will never forget some people that I would talk to about Morgellons. The very first time, I cannot even tell you how many people said to me, I believe you. And once people started saying that to me, I'm like, oh. So, you know, I mean,
It
the
just
only
takes
way you're
one.
going to get,
Just
yeah,
one.
yeah, the only way you're going to get support is to not shut up. Because
And
guess
you know
what?
what? The best part of all is even if you don't get that support, because you may not. You may not. It's still like no matter what, you
You're
keep
still
talking about it
standing in your
because it's
own
doing
truth.
justice no matter what you
Yeah,
see. But the thing is, you're enough. You have
yeah,
always been enough for yourself
yeah.
and for everything else going on around you. You are enough. You
And
are good
again,
enough. You're everything and all that you should be. So,
if you talk to 1,000 people and 5 of them believe you, this world is better off. You've changed the world.
I mean,
Mhm,
exactly. Because, like I say,
mhm,
if they're not listening to
absolutely.
you, you made a difference for somebody else. And just
Mhm,
remember, we got
exactly.
broad shoulders. We wouldn't have expelled this crap from us because we're blessed. We're expelling it. The rest of the world is keeping it in. I don't
Yeah,
care what anyone says. It is so obvious. You get a splinter, your body rejects it. You get a piercing, your body rejects it. Well, not everyone. Depends on how many, roller up your sleeves you got under your belt, which I got them all, but my body's still a weirdo. And it's rejecting it. And so is yours. Stay blessed. You're blessed. And just be thankful that even if they're not seeing it, try to be on the understanding level that there's a reason they're not seeing it. Think of all that crap swimming around in them that they are not ejecting. Okay. I mean, literally, that is the only way I can put that in layman's terms. And even if they're not sympathetic or understanding, but they kind of see it, think of it as one small step for man, and not on that moon, Uranus. So, no one's been there ever on any level. Got that clear. So, anyways, that went really south real quick, but that's just sometimes I make U-turns. I don't even know why. My bad. Anyways, guys,
Hey,
I'm gonna
note
just
note
dip
to
it.
you. Well, note to you. I sent you a couple pictures in the text, so check that.
Okay. Just now?
No,
I'm gonna
earlier,
look
the
right
one I
now
told
because
you
I mean
about
maybe
that
it'll
was,
show on here too.
remember the strange one I told you about, the garage stuff
It does not. I don't have it.
in your text?
That's all I got.
No, go scroll up. It's further
Oh,
up.
up?
Yeah. You see
How
the garage
long?
stuff? No, it's just earlier.
Today?
Yeah,
It was about,
right above those.
and I guess
Nope.
that was a helicopter.
No,
It doesn't
that's
look
that
like
picture.
one, but I mean, it sure imitated one because that's what they do.
That's the video that you sent the other night, the last time we did podcast.
Oh, wait,
Girl,
it's not showing up. That's weird.
I have to
I
send it
have,
again.
it's just like I have a bunch of different things, but they're like files.
Hold on, let me try to send this to you real quick.
Okay. It was yesterday, you said?
No. Give
Or
me a
today?
minute.
Today.
It was tonight.
Yeah, the last thing I got from you was like this. So
Hold
your
on.
care packages, and that's it.
All right, I just sent one.
Okay. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after these messages from your sponsor. Morgellons is real. I'm the sponsor there. So, yeah. Okay, the care packages, right?
No, that was the one I
Okay,
told
that's
you
what
about
came through
earlier.
again.
No, that's the one I was talking to you about earlier that was sent to me in a text that looked like it came out of a garage.
Oh.
You
Gotcha.
see that?
Yeah, I'm not really.
Yeah, no
I'm going to go with what you
explanation.
said earlier,
No,
WTH.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, what the heck is that?
Her way of telling you that she's going through it too?
I have no clue, but it, like I said, it looks like
That's
it
what I
came from a
got.
garage. It looks like a
It
bunch of
does.
scrap.
It does. It looks very ancient, but I almost wonder. It looks like it's homemade to some respect. I don't know, Candy. That one right there is. Yeah, you guys aren't
Yeah.
in on the secret,
Mhm.
are you? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a
there's
piece
people
of,
suffering all around. We know that for sure.
yeah.
That one's just heartbreaking because I know Candy's suffering from that, and it's just, we endure a lot, you guys.
Oh,
What? One last thing though, we got to remember: don't take it out on each other. It's not fair. We suffer enough. We suffer enough. You having a bad day? You feeling bad? Just, I mean, if someone can't be there, just hug yourself. Know you're enough. Be that way. If and when they can get to you, they will. But just understand that yelling at someone else that's hurting too, that has a life also, that has their own demons that they're slaying and fighting constantly. It's not okay to hurt each other. Like, you can't do that, guys. You got to be patient, loving, understanding. And the enemy is not us, and it's actually not even those that treat us badly. They have the enemy within them. Just you gotta have that understanding, because we're gonna be some pretty miserable people if we don't. But I have some children that can be little freaking brats. I'm not gonna lie, and there's that typical side that can be helped, guys, for every level. So just the answer to everything is love. That's all I know. And sometimes Uranus, and I'm still talking about the planet. I just sometimes throw that in the mix. You guys already know how I am. Uranus, you're welcome. It means the same thing. It's the same thing, guys. So, all right. All right. So, yeah. Yep. I'm the dumb girl and I do that stuff. But I love you guys. Love you, Candy.
night.
We will put a better presentation together. I promise. Just be patient. God isn't finished with me yet.
And
We
I
got a
can't
lot of
wait
work
to
to do,
update.
though.
I can't
What's that?
wait to update on the lab results.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, I want to know. I'm gonna dive into mine too. So yeah, this rabbit hole just got deeper, y'all. I'm Texas now, so I gotta say y'all. All right, love you guys. Have a good night. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Sayonara. See you later.
Bye.
Adios, amigos and amigas. I'm ending the stream. It is not ending. Apparently, it did. She left. I'm here.